Welcome to the third and final week of La Vuelta 22. After a well-earned rest day on Monday, the riders are gearing up for stage 16 between Sanlúcar de Barrameda and Tomares. Remco Evenepoel lost a bit of time to his rivals in the mountains this weekend, but he still leads the race by 1 minute and 34 seconds. "142 riders have made it through to this final week, with 2 non-starters today, Esteban Chaves and Maxime van Gils. 2 men were on the attack straight away, Luis Angel Mate and Ander Okamica. The 2 Spaniards quickly opening up a 3-minute gap. Trek Segafredo and Cofidis were pulling in the peloton for Pedersen and Brian Cocker, but the average speed was fairly tame, around 38 km an hour. Mate from the Euskaltel Euskadi team wasn't only looking to give his team a bit of screen time today, he is also riding to raise awareness of some key environmental issues. The 38-year-old has promised to plant a tree for every kilometre he spends in the breakaway at this Vuelta after his home region of Sierra Bermeja was ravaged by wildfires last year. The gap remaining steady at 3 minutes with over 90k still to ride. Okamica, in the purple colours of Burgos BH, has become a familiar face at this Vuelta. This is his 4th breakaway since the start of the race. He went up the road in the Netherlands on stage 3, then on his home roads in the Basque Country on stage 4, and more recently on the road to Montilla last Friday. The 29-year-old has now spent over 500 kilometres in breakaways. He came late to professional cycling, switching over from triathlon during the pandemic and earning a contract with Burgos in 2021. Well, little by little, the peloton began to increase the pace, though they didn't want to make the catch too early. With a couple of small climbs and a real uphill kick to the finish line, this wouldn't necessarily just be a stage for the puncher sprinters. When Trentin won 5 years ago, there were several GC favourites inside the top 10. Vincenzo Nibali, the eventual winner of the race Chris Froome, Wilco Kelderman and Alberto Contador. Would it be a similar story today? Well, before finding that out, a few riders were struggling to stay focused. The gap dropping to under 2 minutes with 50k to go, and the bunch finally going over 40 km an hour in the 4th hour of racing, with the brakes advantage now down to 1 minute. Mate and Okamica rolling through the intermediate sprint before Pedersen snaffled another 15 points from the peloton. The breakaway was finally over with just under 14 kilometres remaining, and heading into a tricky final, the GC leaders were jostling for position. Primož Roglič decided to unleash a late attack just as Remco Evenepoel was held up by a mechanical. The defending champion getting a small gap and going clear with 4 of the pre-stage favourites.
Let's get set for the finish. It's Roglič, Pedersen, Ackermann, Van Poppel and Wright. As Roglič goes for time, what he won't know is that the red jersey has had a puncture and may be given the same time anyway. So let's see how this goes. It's Pedersen who opens up the sprint. Pedersen in the green jersey. Ackermann is there. Roglič crashes. Roglič crashes. Pedersen takes the stage. Ackermann second. Van Poppel and Fred Wright. And Roglič crashes in the finish straight, having taken time. What an incredible finish to today's stage.
Pedersen's hot streak continues as he picks up his 8th win of 2022. The former world champion comfortably beating Ackermann, Van Poppel and Wright, with Roglič given the same time as the top 4 in spite of finishing 35th. Evenepoel was given the same time as the second group. He only lost 8 seconds to the Slovenian. He remains 1 minute and 26 seconds clear overall.